There were certain queries of some children regarding third level, and I'm here to clear the doubts. First of all, this is a genre which is called magic realism, where the magical world and the real world meet each other. Now, definitely, this is fiction. This is not a real story. Here we find that our main protagonist, Charlie, he was late for home one day. He was walking late at the office, and he decided to take the subway to avoid the very famous New York traffic jam, which is a common feature of every metropolis. And he always thought that the third level was a very, the New York Central Station rather was a very complex idea. New corridors were appearing from nowhere, new doors being built, new pathways, etc. This time he followed a corridor which was strange, but he reached the third level, which right from the word go he found that it was an uncanny place, a strange place. Why? Because of strange people. The dresses were different. They had sideburns, and old style goggles, old fashioned dresses. There were certain people who looked like that. All the people, in fact, looked like that. The booking counters were made of wood. The locomotives were old style. The engines, the spittoons, the dustbins were made of brass, which are now made of alloy metal. So all these things looked strange. And when he saw the newspaper stand, he found that a newspaper was being sold, which is known as The World, which was no longer published. And the year was 1894, which was precisely 20 years before the First World War. And before the First World War, way before the First World War, in those days, Europe was a very prosperous, peaceful place. And he decided that let me try my luck and go to Galesburg, where my grandfather lived when he was young, and it was known as a very, very peaceful place. And when he tried, he was unsuccessful because he had new currency, and in those days, those currency did not work. In fact, the booking clerk looked at him angrily, and he decided that it's better to run away than land in a police station. When he came back, he was taken to a psychiatrist because people thought he has gone mad. And the psychiatrist said that it is because of two reasons. Number one, waking dream wish fulfillment. That means it's a reverie, जगता हुआ सपना जिसमें हम लोग अपने सपनों को पूरा होते हुए देखते हैं. And second is that it's because of all the tensions, all the pressures of modern day life, war, depression, job insecurity, and so on. So this is what happened with this fellow. The friend said that he is suffering from depression. He is an escapist. He wants to run away from life, and his stamp collection proves that. Now he thought that President Roosevelt also collected stamps. He was the strongest, most powerful man in the world. His grandfather, Charlie's grandfather, collected stamps. He lived in a place called Galesburg, which was a peaceful, wonderfully, wonderful place. So he thought that why would these people run away from life? Their lives were already beautiful, and these people collected stamps. So stamp collection is in no way a way to run away from life. What he did was that he exchanged $300 of new currency into old currency and continued searching for the third level. Louisa, his wife, thought that he was getting mad, right? But one day a letter changed the whole thing. This was a letter which suddenly appeared in his grandfather's stamp collection. And in that letter, a friend had written that he had found the third level. He had actually exchanged $800 of new currency into old currency and tried to search for the third level. And incidentally, he found the third level. And he said that it's a wonderful place. You can go there, and it's a very, very beautiful place. And people, they're enjoying their lives, drinking lemonades, playing the piano, basking in the sun, and so on. After that, both Charlie and Louisa started looking for the third level, because Louisa was now convinced that the third level actually existed. And the letter had come from Sam. And the presence of the letter in the stamp collection copy proved that Charlie was not wrong. In fact, he was right. The third level did actually exist. So this is all about the third level, where the real world and the magical world meet each other. Don't consider it from the viewpoint of whether it's real or unreal. There is something which is called parallel reality, which is beyond reality and unreality. So just enjoy the story. It's a wonderful story. It's about a person who is trying to go back to better days, although he's unsuccessful, and another one does that, though he had lectured Charlie before that, it's a waking dream, wish fulfillment, you're trying to run away from life, and he himself does that. He was a city boy, and that is why he was trying to run away from life. He had heard about Galesburg from Charlie, and he went to Galesburg. He was able to go to Galesburg in the 1890s, which was a tremendously wonderful place in those days. Any more queries? I'll be more than happy to reply to it. Thank you very much.